So I keep seeing this thing, and I don't know how to feel about it. And it's people in the GeoGuessr community in various different things. Maybe they found me from my collab with Zigzag, of which I've done many. Maybe they found me playing in the Rainbow tournaments. And I see all over the place, Bengal? The Madden guy? I've been watching him for years. I had no idea he played GeoGuessr. I'm like, I've shouted it out in countless videos on Twitter, on Twitch. And I know not everybody can see every video, obviously. But do you guys have any recommendations on how to actually get people to know about this channel? I think I might change the title to Bengal GeoGuessr, but I also do other games, and I kind of want to still do that. So I don't really know how to do it. Anyway, this is Turkey. The last Community World just streaks that I did, I went through very slowly. So I'm going to go a little bit quicker, but landscape plus this bollard and Turkish on the sign equals Turkey. Just the way it feels, I kind of want to go more like in this area. It's a little craggy. I think it's going to be more likely to be the south of the country rather than the north, but it usually gets more green in the north. And here it's like kind of an interesting mix. It's going to go there. Ends up being more north than I expected. It made sense with some of the greenery, just felt weird. I would probably... this is actually weird. So we have no antenna on the car with guardrails, kind of some weird guardrails as well. Blue signs, I should really know what those are, but I'm just not elite. Where would we see blue signs like that? I know blue signs are in Belgium. This is surely not South Korea, although these mountains feel like they fit for South Korea, but nothing else to me does. And I think you'd most likely see a car, but I think you do get blue signs in South Korea. I'm thinking like France? Dude, I have no idea. This one's really odd to me. Blue signs. Belgium? Maybe I'll go... We do have actually architecture. Trident poles. See similar looking ones in Uruguay, which is... It's not Uruguay. I'm going to go Belgium. I'm going to go hilly Belgium. Ends up being just Italy. Okay. Yeah, that's a little tough. This should be Brazil. As you can see, like I'm decent at the game, but I'm still going to miss. Clear Portuguese sea, so should be Brazil when it looks like this. And when it's a little bit drier like this, usually not a bad idea to go more towards the northeast. Ends up being in that general range, maybe a little bit more towards the center of the country. This is Kenya. We got the Kenya snorkel. What else is Kenya about this? Kenya will have yellow plates, I believe. See them on these motorcycles here, these motorbikes. Africa oftentimes will have signs like this, and Kenya is also left side drive. So things make sense for Kenya. Haven't really been off to the hottest start here. Hopefully we can get into a bit of a rhythm. And I really would like to stop missing. This should be South Africa. We are driving left. We have, I would say, this type of chevron is very common in South Africa, and the walls around the houses as well. And I think I would just go around Pretoria. Usually not the worst idea, but these locations have not really been that close to where I'm guessing so far. Like, we got a Kenya that wasn't near Nairobi. We got a South Africa that wasn't even close to Pretoria. We have French bollards. A lot of times these will be red, but on corners I think they are gray. What else is French about this? So I'm not sure about these ones, but it does remind me on poles, on the wood poles that you see in France. They do have blue tape on them quite a bit. But yeah, this is a more traditional bollard. Yeah, it should just be France. I got more of a northwest feel on this one, but France is pretty tough to region guess in, so I'll just drop it down there. Ends up being north, but not northwest. What does this say? That says Montalentas. Interesting. We do have a cross on the back of the sign here. Doesn't quite look like the one that's common in Colombia. Kind of the same thing over there. I don't even know how to say that. This is weird, right? We have Spanish with the cross. I mean, surely just Colombia. I think I would have to go Colombia here. With the cross, it makes sense. Didn't really look like how it normally looks near Bogota. I just clicked there anyway. Okay, so we have what looks to be right side drive. We have what I would say are common plates in like Nigeria or maybe the Philippines with a little bit of green there. But I mean, the landscape doesn't look Nigerian at all, but you do see plates that kind of look like that there. So I think this would have to be the Philippines. Has a Southeast Asia feel. A lot of times you'll see concrete road. Do see these kind of like tuk-tuks around. But yeah, right side drive, Southeast Asia. This surely just is the Philippines. And with that plate too, it makes sense. So many interesting plants here. Makes me kind of feel south. Ends up being South Island, Philippines. Davao. This one I thought Poland right away. I feel like you'll see a lot of trees planted right on the side of the road in Poland. Do have antenna, and we do have a sign here for a town. We're leaving that town. It doesn't really strike me as Polish, because Poland will usually use green signs, but I'm thinking around that area, though. Maybe that's brick. This one's a little bit tough for me right here. I mean, Kabile is what that says. I don't know about this one. I think I would go Czechia here. I don't know. The language doesn't really seem to make sense to me. I'd like to go Poland, but without the green sign, I'm just not going to do that. But I might stay in the area. I guess it could be like Lithuania. I really wish I could see some Poles here. That could help me narrow it down, but I don't really see any of those. And I feel like normally you'd see them on the side of the road here in the Baltic countries, so a little bit confused by this. I'm gonna go Czechia. Is that a bad idea? We'll see. It's being Latvia. Yeah, a little bit of a tough one there for me. Really, I feel like not a ton to go off of other than language, and there's too little of it to even make a decision for me. This should be Australia. We have long antenna. With these bollards, all white lines. With all these eucalyptus trees, I would usually go like Victoria. It is very green, though. Are we next to a golf course? I think that could be what that is. So I'm not going to take too much stock in that. Usually with that type of greenery, I might go like Brisbane. And, I mean, maybe this is just outside Brisbane. Yeah, let's do it. Ends up being Victoria, like I said the first time. All right, cool. Well, that's why I still continue to be an amateur player. Let's see, we have language here. Looks like what you might see in the Netherlands. We have yellow plates on the back, which fits for the Netherlands as well. Very flat. Yellow front plates is Netherlands too. You won't see yellow plates in Belgium, which is where the language also makes sense to me. So this just should be the Netherlands to me, with the all yellow plates there in the north, I would bet. Ends up being even more north than I went. Should be Australia again. We have these Aussie bollards, very similar to the ones you see in Turkey, all white road lines. I'm not the best at region guessing in Australia. It's more of a zigzag thing. Left side drive also helps, some yellow signs. These poles, very helpful. I believe the Australians and others in the GeoGuessr community refer to these as Stobie poles, which are found in South Australia. I think this is going to be west of Adelaide, though, which a lot of South Australia is. I kind of want to go in like this area. Let's do it. I could see it being on this little peninsula as well. Let's actually go there. Nope, ends up being right where I clicked the first time. Okay. It is Australia, though. It should be Australia as well. At least it looks like it. Very different pole, but we have the Australia feel. I'm not convinced it's Australia, but eucalyptus-looking tree, road plus like the reddish dirt on the outside. And then, of course, we do have the bollards, long antenna. Evergreen. We have the green pole I've seen in Tasmania, but also just, I think, Victoria as well. Could this be Tasmania? I don't think so. I'm not really getting that. I would go Victoria. Ends up being Western Australia. What could have told me that? Now, they have yellow poles pretty often. Don't really see any of those here. Maybe the poles. I don't really know them, though, is the thing. Unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to ask Zigzag about that one. I keep mentioning him, but there's been a lot of Australia, so... This one is interesting. NMPZ here. I don't even know where I would go. It honestly feels New Zealand to me. Just with the vibe, but also we have ferns here. Wood poles, but no guard. Let's turn around. Oh, this is going to be a tough one. Don't really strike me as New Zealand poles, but I mean, maybe you would see wood ones like in a more tropical setting. Where is this? I really don't know. Looks like we might have water to the west. We have no bollards, which is interesting. But I really don't think it's an island because of... I feel like we would most often have car meta, which we wouldn't always. I guess it could be. But I'm trying to figure out where this is. I mean, this poll honestly makes me think Australia. But the rest doesn't, just because of how, like, you know, wet it is and green. But there are areas that would look like... I mean, these are like eucalyptus trees, right? I mean, I guess it could be Australia. It really could be. Where in Australia would it look like this? Either like super northeast or like southeast in like a national park, maybe. Like in here. I guess I could see. Or maybe even like in here. I don't know what the coverage looks like is the problem. But I mean, this is definitely really interesting looking. I might just go Australia again. And in fact, I think I'm going to. Ends up being not even close. It was the Portuguese island, Funchal. I don't think I could have got that. I don't think I could have. And these do look like eucalyptus trees. I was really locked in on that area. Wow, that was a tough round for me. Real learning round, but I don't know what I would even learn on this. Wood poles, tropical, just no car that you can see. Ferns. Very tough round for me. I never go Madeira there. Never. But that was tough. That was tough. This should be Africa. Just kind of looks like it is the first thing. Driving on the right side of the road. We have English. Kind of makes sense for Africa as well. Yellow plate here on the taxi with, you can barely see it, but there are panels that are yellow. So it should be Ghana. We will have car meta, which is black tape on the front right kind of bar there. This is what the Ghana car looks like from the front. But we did get Ghana without that yellow plate as well on the bus. So it will just be Ghana here. Where in Ghana, you know, I don't really see a ton of tropical looking trees. So I'm going to go, away from Accra, but I think I would just settle on Kumasi here. Ends up being, wow, Tamale, which you rarely see in a lot of maps, but we do see it on this occasion. This should be the U.S., double middle yellow lines. This sign, very U.S., also political posters in the sign here. I don't recognize any of these names. It says something Venia Brown. Don't know it. But yeah, it should be the U.S. My first thought was more southern with these trees. I believe these are southern pines. Architecture fits as well. Would love to see a car, if we could see a plate or something, but we don't see any. Where would I go for this? I think I would go. I mean, Georgia, northern Georgia is just a good hedge, to be honest. Now, a lot of times you'll see wider lines in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi. I've seen some wider looking ones even in Arkansas. So I'm thinking Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina. Could be North Carolina as the options here. I wouldn't be shocked with a Tennessee or even a North Florida, but I think northern Georgia is kind of like a pretty good hedge here. I feel pretty good about this one. Ends up being South Carolina. One of the options, obviously, but couldn't narrow it down for sure without plates or any other information. This is interesting. So we have these poles. We have a leaner here painted white on the bottom. That is quite interesting. We are driving right. We can tell from the sign direction facing away from us. Kind of a longer antenna here. This type of architecture, I would say, like you see how it kind of looks like shacky. You can't really tell if it's like a metal looking roof or not with these whiter bricks. And you kind of see that as well here. It just really reminds me of Ukraine. And that with the with white painted on the bottom of the poles, I can see Ukraine as well. Long antenna, I feel like, is Russia a lot. In Ukraine, you will have no EU strip. Same thing with Russia. But Ukraine, I think you will get a little yellow strip on the side. I could see this being Russia as well. This one's interesting. I think I would probably go Ukraine here. But I see Russia is the problem. Now, we can't quite see the bottom of this white pole, or these white poles. In Russia, they will be painted black at the very bottom of them, quite a lot. How do I narrow down between Russia and Ukraine here? I really don't know. In Russia, oftentimes you'll see signs with neon around them. We just have white here. Yeah, I think I would go Ukraine. A lot of times in Ukraine, you'll see the road quality is not great, which this one looks pretty good, but it looks really bad on the side. Yeah, let's go for Ukraine. I know I deliberated on that one for a while. Hopefully, it ends up paying off, and it does not. It is just on this other side of the Ukraine border in Russia. Sweet. This one's actually kind of fun. So sun in the south, it appears, so we should be in the northern hemisphere. Yellow lines on the outside. Black car. It's going to be Jordan, but the reason why this one's fun, you would have yellow plates on some cars if it were Israel, by the way, and you'd have long antenna. The reason why this is fun is, first of all, look at all these like big time mountains, but do you see all the trucks? Usually that is a very good indicator that you are close to a border. If you see all these different trucks, usually it is a border. Yellow outside line, I think I did mention, was Jordan, right? We are on a split highway, and I think all the way in the south of Jordan. And I think we're going to be fairly close to a border. I really do. So let's see. We are on a road going northeast, at least curving briefly more towards the east. And on this other side, it's going southwest and then curves towards the west. And that's a well-defined curve because it's like, it's pretty north-south, maybe a little bit southwest, right? And then a big curve to the west on a big highway. So can we find a big curve to the west? I like the look of this. This might be a little bit better, though. That looks a little bit more correct to me. I could see it being here. We do have a little road just going from the northwest here. It is a little curvy. Could it be that? We don't really have any buildings over there. But the road to me makes sense. Do we have anything on this side? We have a little town right to our south on the east side of the road. which maybe that's there. I would love to 5K this. That road, I mean, it matches up to me. Could it be, I mean, what did I say we're going? I think we're going very slightly northeast, right? Yeah, slightly northeast, maybe curving east a bit. So that road doesn't really check out to me. And, I mean, I guess it could be this as well. Would that have coverage? This road? I mean, it doesn't really line up. What is this? Am I too far south? Also an option. Could we be here? And that's just one road, so it's unlikely to be the 15. Let's see here. Could it be this? It's still the 15. Still one road. I think I'm pretty happy with where I've guessed. I'm not sure that I 5K'd. Still the same road. I'm just. It is split there. And I don't know. Have I misjudged this? Definitely possible. I don't understand how this road works. When is it split and when is it not? Yeah, I'll just click there. 49 miles up. I was too south. Yeah, I mean, you can see that little road. I know it didn't lead to anything. And there is the clear curve. I mean, the road we picked lines up in that area. The problem was it was too populated and we couldn't see water. We would have been able to see that water. Bad guess for me in the end. Bad guess. But I rushed it. This should be, I thought Chile right away. We do see some signs here. Cochrane, and I don't know if that's pronounced that way in Spanish, but Caleta Tortel, snow-capped mountains. With this gravel, I think Chile quite a bit in the south. Could be Argentina. Chile will have white car, where Argentina will have black car. But it has a really, southern South America vibe. We actually can't see the car. Oh no. What is this? I mean, it's surely one of the two. And we are in the mountains as well. So it's you can't just say, Argentina, usually the mountain range will be to your west, and Chile, it'll be to your east. We're in the middle of them. Now, can I see Cochrane or Caleta Tortel? I might have a quick glance. I'm really confident we're somewhere in this range with these snow-capped mountains and the gravel road. There is Caleta Andrade. I guess it's Andrade in Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese. I don't know how it's pronounced here. So maybe I would go Chile just because we see Caleta. Even though it's not the same one, it at least is one of them. And I don't even know what Caleta means. I mean, I don't know if it means something to do with an island. I don't know if we're looking at, Isla is, there's Tortel. But that's not Caleta Tortel. Maybe there's a Caleta Tortel close. Rio Cochrane. Okay, it's definitely Chile. It's definitely Chile. There's Cochrane. Okay. Boom. We know that Cochrane is to at least our east, which it's not. It could be east. It could also be like south. But there's Tortel, and Tortel. Well, we're looking for Caleta Tortel. That's 22 meters to the west or northwest. So it's possible I'm just misreading the map here. Or, it's tough with the road. It's very unlikely that I would 5K this, but I could if I really took my time on it, which I know some people do like to see. But the fact that I can't find Caleta Tortel is a little bit frustrating. Just a regular Tortel. I mean, surely Caleta Tortel would be very close. I just think that's what that is. It has to be, right? And we know that's to the west. And Cochrane, I mean, that way. I mean, surely it's just the 7 here. We got a curvy road right to the south. So maybe we'll try and line this up. I mean, it's a fairly east-west stretch of road with a road right to the south. A little road to the south. Let's see if we can find something that fits. Which I think we could. Right here, if there was a road going to the south, that would be nice. I think we're going to be on the 7. It's all about just scanning this and finding a road that comes off and fits. Because this should be 5K-able. It'd be nice if we had a road, though. Fairly east-west, though. Road to the south. I'm not seeing anything, because this is not right. But it is a road going off. It could also just not be the main road here, but I think it's going to be. Where are all the roads here? I can't go up this whole thing because then we're going to get to Cochrane. And we're closer to Tortel. So I think we're going away from the potential 5K. Right? It should be a lot closer to Tortel. Hoping that's Caleta Tortel. I don't think we can be up that far. I think we have to be like here. We're closer to here. But wouldn't we see a sign for one of these? I'm just a little bit out of my realm here. I'm just not seeing any roads, dude. Where are the roads? I mean, it surely... I mean, it looks like the off-road is to the south, and that's just not what this is. So I don't think it's that. But I don't know. I want there to be a road like right here. It just doesn't quite make sense to me. But I also, I don't know what else it would be. Unless it's just not on the 7. But it should be right. Am I just totally misreading the compass? Nah, it is an east-west stretch of road here. It just is. And it curves. We have a road right to the south that immediately curves hard east. Which, that, unless we're here, and that takes you to the 7. That makes more sense to me. I'm still weirded out by it a little bit, but is that it? Yeah, okay. Well, I did 5K it, but it was weird, dude. It's like a really, I don't know. To me, the angle didn't match up with our location there. Maybe I misread the compass a little bit. We did get the 5K, but a little weird to me. It's probably just me. That's what I've come to know. It's probably just me. And we have language here. I don't quite know it. I mean, it looks fairly like this area. I can't really read. It says Baltic. I mean, surely it is that area. The K, I mean, Ispar Duo. I mean, I just can't. I just don't know the difference. I just don't know the difference. Let's see. We have plates here. I don't see the EU strip, which is kind of weird to me. Maybe it's there. I don't know. These cars are so heavily blurred out. Architecture is a bit weird. Dude, why is this such a weird round to me? What am I missing? I'm missing something. I'm missing something clearly. AS. Whenever it's AS, I think, do I think Latvia? No, I think Lithuania. Like there. But I mean, it could be either, right? Language to me, just from a glance at the sign, seems more Lith. So I'm going to go Lithuania. But I don't really see any polls that could be helpful. Let's go here. Boom. Ends up being Lithuania, more north, and we get 22K. I think we're going to end the video here. 30 minutes, hopefully a little bit more digestible with the old Chilean 5K. We did have a sign, so we should have been able to do that if I'm a good player, which, you know, hopefully I am. And Jordan 5K would have been nice. Unfortunate not to be able to do that there because I know that's a 5K-able round, and I got lazy. I didn't look for the spot, and I missed it for that reason. This is very 5K-able. Town of the South road just off to the west there with the curve. Very 5K-able. I didn't look long enough for it. Maybe I would have gone here. It was on the 15. All right. That's going to do it for this video, guys. Also, I've seen Jordan down here before, and the rocks are a little bit different all the way down there. So that's on me. It's a mistake. That's a mistake, at least in here. I've seen them. So I should have pushed it more north and no water. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.